Hi, my name's Claudia, and I'm a recovering alcoholic. And I want to share to you my story this morning. Um, I know exactly when I started drinking heavy. It was in 2009. I lived in Buffalo, New York, actually North Tonawanda. And my husband worked for the auto industry. And it was the same time when the auto industry was going down, the housing was really bad. We both lost the house and his job. And he moved out here to find another job. And at the same time, my son was diagnosed with mental illness and was hospitalized. So during that time, I was dealing with a lot, and I couldn't sleep. So I started drinking at night to fall asleep. Every night, I'd buy a bottle of vodka, and I would drink it to just fall asleep. And of course, I fell asleep for a few hours, but I wake up again, my mind going over and over like that, and just totally exhausted. And then we moved, found a place out here, and I continued drinking for about 10 years. My drinking would be like every night from like 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock at night. Bottle of wine. And then if I didn't have wine, it'd be vodka. And then the next day I'd get up and work. And then 5 o'clock the next day, I'd start drinking again. And that continued for about 10 years. And every morning I would sit on the front porch and I would just say, oh God, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do it. But 5 o'clock came around and I did it again. I go and open that bottle up. And then one day, November 4th it was. And it was in the morning, I'd say about 9 o'clock or so. And I just cried out and said, I'm done. I just can't do this anymore. Well, God help me. I cannot do this. I am done. And I went upstairs and I packed this little bag. It was like a grocery store plastic bag with a pair of pants in there, some underwear, and an outfit of clothes. And that same day, my daughter was coming back to California to do some last-minute wedding plans. And she called me, and she said she would be at the house. She's going straight to her venue, and that she'd be at the house. And that same time, I knew I wanted to go to a detox. But I didn't want to tell her that at the time because I don't want to mess her plans up. But as soon as she came through that door, I gave her a big hug, and I said, Samantha, you need to take me to this place right here. It was a detox place that I had looked up. So we drove there and spoke to a woman, and she says, Claudia, this is not a place for you. This is more like for homeless people on the streets that come here, and it's not for you. I was so distraught, and Samantha goes, Mom, what do you want to do now? You want to go home? I said, no, I can't go home. I'm done. I can't go home. I know that night I'd open a bottle, I would start drinking again. So I told her, take me to the emergency room. So we went to the emergency room, and I told the doctor what I was doing. Well, at the hospital, they don't have detox. And he explained to me that detoxing on your own could be dangerous. So I had really no place to go. And a caseworker came down and spoke with me, and she gave me a sheet of places to go. But once I got home, the doctor sent me home with 5 days of delirium. Is it Librium? Librium, I think it is. And to detox at home. And the caseworker gave me a sheet of paper of places to call. When I got home, I called these places again. It was like a place where you had to be at an AA meeting for like 5 weeks, and then they'd take you into sober living. I couldn't wait 5 weeks. So I got on the phone, and I called up my insurance company, and this woman answered the phone. I forgot her name. And I told her what I was doing. And she knew a name. His name was Trevor. And so I called him up. I told him my situation, and he goes, well, gave him my insurance information. He goes, well, Claudia, I'll call the information up, the health insurance up, and see what we can do for you. Within a couple of hours, he called me back and said he could take me tomorrow. So I went to Good Heart Recovery in Santa Barbara for a 30-day treatment, which I lived in a sober living home during the day, at night. And then during the day, I went to a house for counseling, which was all day from 9:30 till like 4 every day. And during that counseling, what I learned about myself was that I had a lot of monkeys on my back, the past, bother me. There's nothing I can do about the past. I can't worry about the past, what has been, it's over, which I would do all the time. I worry about the future all the time, what's going to happen to my son if I'm not here, just things I've done, and it kind of like peeled you to the raw, I want to say, like an onion. And at that point, I was very vulnerable. I wasn't drinking anymore, so all the anxiety that I had was hitting me like waves, just wave after wave after wave. I had drank those emotions away. So with a lot of counseling, I realized, for one, I want to live. During those 10 years, I tried to kill myself twice, where I was hospitalized. And then there's other times where I had thoughts of killing myself, where I would take myself to the hospital because I was scared that I would do something. But that morning, when I decided to stop drinking, something happened. It was a day that I just submitted. I cried out to God. I said, help me. And at that point, I knew I couldn't do it all alone. I could not do it by myself. And I didn't want to die. Just wanted to get rid of all the pain. So he literally saved me that day. And leaving the hospital, it's not a hospital, it was the sober living, I had to come up with a discharge plan. So I was doing meditation. So my discharge plan, talking to my caseworker there at the sober living, was go to AA meetings. I wanted to really start going to church again. I didn't know exactly where I was going to go yet. And meditation, which I was practicing at the sober living. And I knew I had to do this because I didn't want to have those feelings again where I wanted to hurt myself. So I got sober. And when I got home, I found a church through a friend. And it's Cross Point Baptist Church in Santa Maria. And thank God for my church family. I've been going there since I got home. I think it was December 15th or so. But for any of you who are listening to this video, I want you to know this is my testimony. And if you're going through what I'm going through, you can't do it alone. You have to have a superior power ahead of you, above you, that could help you. He helped me. If he could help me, if he could help me, he could help you. You have to reach out. And you have to submit and totally surrender everything. Just give it up. You can't worry about money. You can't worry about... Because I went into the sober living, I had no idea. I had to quit my job to go there. I knew I was going to put my family into financial burden. But here I am, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But yes, you cannot do it alone. You have to surrender. You have to give it up. You can't worry about tomorrow. You can't worry about the past. You can't even worry about today. I have no idea what's in store for me today. But I wake up every morning and I thank God for helping me and intervening in my life. Because I don't want to die. I want to live. I want to be here for my family. I want to be here for my husband and my grandchild, my grandchildren. So I just want to reach out and tell anybody, if you're going through this, you need to call up on somebody and just reach out and just surrender and just give it all. Just say you're done. And I just want to let you know that God saved me. Yeah, he really did. And I love him for doing so. Thank you.